Okay, so you've got a good posture, okay? It looks strong because we've got this part here not moving much, which is good, okay? But really, I want to really be able to see you do a little bit more. Maybe introduce the stick, but also maybe before that, if we just get a little bit more movement with your pushing, which I know you're only probably just niggling at the moment, and you're just kind of doing just maybe the second gears, but build it up to when you're at full extension with your arms. Okay, we want full extension with the arms. We want to be coming underneath, then over the top. You think how a horse gallops, he extends his neck, he locks back up, loads back up to then extend to grab the ground. That's what you want to be doing with your full pushing kind of technique when you're in the full drive. Don't get me wrong, this is when you're in the full drive. So get a tighter hold of the reins, ideally, okay? Tighter hold of the reins. You possibly want to bring your wrists round a little bit so they're not kind of, it's hard to explain really, but they're not kind of upwards. They want to be more round, as if you're possibly holding like a handlebar, you know, on a bike. But overall, really good. I'd like to see a pair of boots on, but overall, really good. Let's just get some more, you know, longer pushing movements. Let's get a pair of boots on. Just be a little bit more animated. What you're doing there is good, don't get me wrong, but I want to see a little bit more, okay, which is to be expected. Maybe not use the whip straight away, but let's see if we can get you pushing with a full extension more. And then we'll look at possibly the use of the whip. See how your wrists are, they're kind of square on, where they want to be turned facing more parallel, okay? We want we want a tighter rein. So we can see here, only very marginally, but we've got a little bit of a loose rein. Okay, we need to be able to get a nice tight hold of the horse. This isn't obviously when we're trying to settle a horse. This is when we're wanting the horse to go forward. The more you pull on a horse and get a contact with their mouth, the more they want to go forward. Okay, so we want a tighter hold and just more extension on your arms. Possibly tuck that head in as well once you get into the full extension. So when you are in the full extension, your head's here, and your arms would be kind of here, if that makes sense, covering your ears in the ideal kind of technique. So what you're doing there is good. I just want to see a little bit more. Get those wrists turned. But really, really, you know, looking really good. Just look at those little points I've picked out. Certainly don't be disheartened by them. And I'll look at the next video and analyse from there. Pair of boots. Let's look at building up the momentum a little bit more, so I can see a little bit more technique going on. What you're doing there is very good for what you're doing, but you want to run it as if it's a race. You jump off nice and steady, then you get into that kind of pace, what you're doing there, then build it up to the end of the race. You know, and you want to be timing yourself. How long can you do that for? Can you do a minute? Can you do 2 minutes? You ideally wanting to be doing at least 2 minutes, you know, going forward. Maybe not straight away, but build up to doing 2 minutes. But real good work. And just the fact that you've sent in your video, you know, you're obviously dedicated, and that's great to see. So I'll send this video back to you and give me some comments on the email, and we'll speak soon. Well done.